Well, first of all, it's always great to be back in Prague after so many years. I'm coming back like almost every 2 years, and to play an event like this, the legends, obviously, being surrounded with other great guys who shaped kind of the past, but now also the future of trance. It's always great to be part of an event like this. So what can you expect from me tonight is just, I'm gonna be M.I.K.E, like I always be. Like when I play, people gonna get the music they expect from me. It's gonna be pure M.I.K.E. Push. Well, first of all, I'm not doing much classic events anymore. So being here in Prague and doing the classics is something special for me as well, as I don't do it often anymore. Now, I moved to the US 4 years ago, and I am with SMG, which is Schultz Music Group, owned by Marcus Schultz. We're going into our second year right now. And obviously, I released years ago already on Cold Harbor, so I'm friends with Marcus Schultz for years. But now being part of the film management team changed things completely in a better way. Since I live in New York, I have much more gigs in the US, obviously. And I'm close with Marcus that he literally calls me up and asks me helping him out with projects or you know, mainly just focusing on my own music on Cold Harbor. I mean, we're with a lot of artists, promising talents on the SMG roster, like Grubian of Sapien, Coma, myself, Adina, Nifra, and name it. So it's like a family, Cold Harbor. Yeah, so we're helping out each other. There is a new M.I.K.E. Push EP coming out on Cold Harbor, obviously. I just spoke outside with Rank 1 again. So everyone knows we did Elements of Nature. So next week, me and Benno, we have a meeting about prepping something for the future. So there you go, you got an exclusive here. No date set, nor music done. It's just some talks we're having again, and we will go from there. We'll see what happens. There is a lot going on for 2015, but I can't say much. It is weird. Sometimes, like, I have a 9-year-old. My son is 9-year-old, and he's getting into music right now. Last week, I just installed him an official copy of Ableton Live, and I gave him a MIDI keyboard, so he starts experimenting with dance music. He is 9. I mean, it's unbelievable, and obviously, he gets it from me, because when he goes on YouTube and he sees movies from me playing Tomorrow World or Tomorrowland or events like here in Prague, maybe he feels proud of seeing his dad there, and he wants to do something like that too. So the other day I was on YouTube watching something from myself, which I don't do that often. And then I see the comments about Universal Nation and Strange World and things people writing, it changed my life, and wow, so many years later hearing this makes me smile, and people leaving comments on those videos makes me realize, wow, I did really do something in this world with music. And I think that's the most important thing, is bringing the joy in music and bringing people out all together. You know, everyone wants to dance here, having a good time and relive the past with a touch of the future. Because, you know, trance was there years ago, and obviously it's still here. And being part of that history is an amazing feeling. Maybe, who knows? No, I gotta say, he is 9 years old, and purposely I let him experiment himself. He has an iMac himself with, you know, plugins, and I want to see how he copes with the technology without me to tell him how to use it. Because back in the days, I had my studio equipped with drum computers and synths. But obviously, the kids now, like, they grow up differently, like iPads, iPhones. We had the hardware gear in the studio making music. So purposely, I let him do with Ableton Live that to see how would he create music without someone telling him how to do it. And that's the way to create something different. And I think like people like Martin Garrix, for instance, I don't think someone was sitting next to him. I think he was literally teaching himself a sound or experimenting, you know. And that's, I might help him if he's stuck with some things on the computer, but in terms of sounds, by the way, he loves Martin Garrix, my son. He's 9-year-old anyway, so no hard feelings there. So I just let him experiment with, you know, what he wants to do under my supervision, of course. Well, yeah, because he's coming, obviously he was 17 years old, he made animals, it made him big. He's 18 or 19 right now, touring the world, and obviously he comes out of an era where literally he made a sound of his own, and it's still possible. I did it 15 years ago, you know, now, you know, the legacy continues. I closed off the main stage in the first edition, and it was only 2,000 people, even less than here. That was main stage back in 2005, because I was really close friends with M.I.K.E back in the days, one of the founders and promoters, and I was always there to support them, and they supported me. So I guess now, 10 years later, they still bring me in, even though the sounds involved, maybe trance is not as popular anymore like it used to be in the days, but he always makes room for it in Tomorrowland, or now also in Tomorrow World, where I played 2 weeks ago. So to be still being part of that and see how Tomorrowland did grow, it's insane. It is, for me, I looking forward more to play Tomorrowland than my own vacation. Because it's something to be part of. You have to be part of Tomorrowland. It's something you cannot just let pass. If you're not going to Tomorrowland at least once in your life, you miss out. It's something different. Yeah, and it's on my home turf, because it's in the city called Boom, which is in Antwerp. That's where I'm born and raised. So that's another reason why it's so special for me. And it put literally Belgium and Antwerp and Boom on the map, which is great. I heard, yeah. Well, I'm now amongst the headliners, which is great, and I know the promoters here, which are great guys, and I think they set it up a great brand, and they wanted to try something to bring back something from the past into the future. And even though it might be the last one, I'm sure they're going to continue doing even better things in the future, and I'm sure I might be part of that as well, because after, you know, you have the past, but there is so much more in the future. Hey guys, this is Mike Push. Thanks for joining us here on this video chat, and thanks for coming out for TranceFusion.